Be on a pair during sprint retrospective, or to say this in other way, feel unequal during sprint retrospective. In October 2014, I started work again as a Scrum Master in STX Next. And I wanted to change something in sprint retrospective because in my previous job, I had a feeling that people think about sprint retrospective as a time only for the development team. And I didn't like it because I think about sprint retrospective as a meeting for whole Scrum team. And among others problem during sprint retrospective, I also noticed 5, and today I would like to discuss about these 5. So first one, retrospective leader is not unequal to the rest of the participants. And how is that? I found 3 reasons. So first is that retrospective leader, and usually it's Scrum Master, he stands next to the whiteboard or next to the board. So he's excluded in physical meaning. He's excluded from the rest of the team. And the second reason is that the retrospective leader stands, which means that, and people usually sit, so the eye contact is not on the same level, but is with the angle. And it doesn't mean that they are equal. And the third reason is that, I don't know how it is in your case, but for me it's really hard to facilitate the meeting and participate at the same time and sharing my insights, sharing my thoughts, sharing my ideas. So feel unequal during retrospective. First problem. Second one, and Pavel already said about that, in STX Next, there was a tradition of one retrospective formula: sats, mats, and glads. And we started each retrospective with great box of madness and sadness. I was so demotivated and so depressed seeing this madness and sadness that, oh my God, I couldn't believe that we can finish the retrospective with something positive. Next problem, vacationers. So people who are really in the meeting but do not participate, or they're just, yeah, I'm here, I'm just looking, yeah, I'm in the meeting but I'm not in the meeting, pff, who cares? Or the shy people. Okay, you can nominate them. Would you like to share with us your ideas? Or would you like to add something? But this is not natural way. This is not natural way of conversation. Next problem. I don't know how it is in your case, but my teams, they generated a lot of data, or insights, or data. But we didn't have time to discuss everything. And it also was very demotivating, because, if you say A, so I mean write, if you write something on the piece of paper, you would like to discuss it later. So not discussing when you left something to do, it's not very good. And the last problem, I would like to teach my teams how to be self-organized, and I think that one of the good skill is to facilitate meetings, but usually I facilitate meeting, so they don't have chance to practice meeting facilitation. And I decided to change this. So I come up with the idea of a little bit changed formula, but still following the agenda: set the stage, gather data, generate insights, decide what to do, and close. Set the stage. We are sitting in the circle, and it means also that we have eye contact on the same level. Very important. And in the circle, it means that no one is excluded. We are in the circle. Gather data. In the center of the circle, we have a small box. And during this phase, gather data, each person has 10 minutes to write data on the sticky note and put it inside the box. And it is very important to focus on data, not insights at this time. Okay. Generate insights and decide what to do. I think that this is the most important one. So, one person takes a box, put a hand inside the box, and he picks one card, reads it, and start conversation. So the person who holds the box, he's facilitating discussion, he facilitates conversation, and he's also responsible for taking an action from the conversation. And after actions, the person takes the box and gives to the person who's sitting next to him. And now the person with the box is meeting facilitator. How cool is that? No? It works, so it's cool from my point of view. Okay. And the question is, what happens if the person picks the card which already has been discussed? He throws it away and picks another one. If situation is again, he throw it away and discuss and try another one. Oh, and what is funny thing in that you can do this remotely. And I had a team when the one team member was in the separate city, so we did this remotely. And this is a screenshot from my retrospective. So the rule number 1 is that everyone sits in front of the computer. And we are using Hangouts, and there's an application you can add to your Hangout. It's Symphonical. And in Symphonical, I divided the board into 3 columns: notes, and notes is the box, done, it's done, and actions. And the only problem I noticed is with the order of people, because unfortunately I thought at the beginning that the order here with the smiles and faces is the same, but it's not. So we found 2 solutions. So first is that in done column you can write on each notes name of each participant. And the second solution is that you have one person who says, okay, so now Cornel is facilitating, then Magda, Mariusz, and so on. Conclusions. So, with this method, I've noticed that people are more open, and it means that they are able to share with others with their real problems, and do not say something like, okay, we don't have hot water in the tank in the kitchen, or something like that. No, they just concentrated on real problems, and because they feel equal, they are more open, and the discussions sometimes, they're really, really hard, but people finally says something important. Okay, people are motivated. I changed demotivation into curiosity. This is my personal win, because people are not demotivated because they don't see the huge box of madness and sadness. No, they are curious because they don't know what is in the box. So can you imagine that you have this box and now you have your hand and you have the power, so you can put your hand and pick one. Curious. It's better than demotivation. People are more involved, and because of reciprocity rule, which basically means that I can expect that you will be involved when I'm facilitating the meeting, the conversation, because I was involved when you facilitated discussion. Reciprocity rule. And why they are more engaged? Because they had the chance finally, to wear facilitator shoes. And they know that it's not easy to handle, and just concentrate on facilitation and concentrate on effective meetings. Usually, all topics are addressed, and it's because, I think, two reasons. So first is that we don't spend the time for collapsing tickets, cards, notes with the same topics, or, it's just pick, if it repeats, just throw it away, pick, repeat, throw it away. And the second one, because of this reciprocity rule and because people are involved. And people practice meeting moderation. So simple. And I can guarantee you that every single meeting after this formula is more effective. Okay. So I think I'm done and I have still 4 minutes. So feel free to use it, of course. There are some disadvantages and I can see some of them, but we can discuss about it after my presentation. So feel free to ask me. And here is my email address. So also feel free to write me or do something with that. Thank you very much.